I'm Andy Bennett. I'm the Deputy CISO for the state of Texas, and my responsibilities are primarily that of policy, governance, and rulemaking to establish information security standards for the state of Texas. The advice I would give is some advice that's been coming out in a number of different forums over the last couple years, which is that they have to take the time to get to know their business first. Because you can't gauge what your spend is without understanding what the business is and what they do and what spend might even be available. Because what's available at one organization is not what's available at another organization. What is appropriate for one organization is not appropriate at another organization. For example, if you work in a healthcare-centric organization, cybersecurity is a higher priority than if you work in a not-for-profit, public information-focused organization. Your concerns are just not the same, and so gauging what your appropriate spend is on information security depends on understanding the business you support and being a business partner with them. I think that money is always the number one or number two concern because it's either money or resources, resources being people or tools or whatever, and they're always interrelated. Some advice I have is to take inventory of what you already have in terms of people, in terms of talent, and in terms of tools, and make full use of what you have before you go asking for more. Make sure you've exhausted your existing resources before you seek more so that you have the documentation, evidence, and business case prepared to justify your ask. Attend their meetings, partner with them. Don't come to them as information security, come to them as a peer from the company. Come to them as a peer from the organization. Do not come in and say, I'm here to set your standards. I'm here to change the way you do things. I'm here to slow you down, because when security comes in, those are the first things they hear. They hear that you're there to act as a friction additive to their business processes, when really what you are is a foundational component to making sure that they're long-term viable. And once you help them understand your place and your role as a foundational piece and not as a friction add-on, you'll find those relationships improve drastically. But it takes some serious introspection and some understanding, probably some learning, to really understand your business partners, your internal business partners' actual business, not just the security challenges that face it. My bachelor's degree is in history. Actually, you run into a lot of folks who have what people would consider non-traditional or unexpected backgrounds. When I went to college the first time, I already had a resume and a background in IT. So why did I need a degree in that, right? Because back when I was in undergrad, we were all told, it doesn't matter what you get your degree in, just get a degree. So I got a degree in something I liked, history. And so I continued to work through the enterprise. I've held positions across the enterprise. I've done the help desk. I've done tech support. I've done system administration, servers, team leads, management, project management, legacy refreshes. I've done the whole thing. And throughout the course of that career progression, security was a component that became more and more visible. And I actually got into security because I had the fortune of being the senior most not senior person on staff one day when we had an incident. And I got sent out to investigate that incident. And once you're the guy who does that, you're the guy. And over time, that became more and more centric in my duties. I've only had 2 positions that were completely security focused in my career. One as a director of research at a university, and my current role. There are a lot of paths into security, and far too often people think that there's a prescriptive path. Remember that there wasn't even a degree in cybersecurity until 5 years ago. You know, maybe a little longer than that. No, it was more than 5. It was probably 10. But 10 years ago, there was nothing. It was computer science folks who are getting tasked with tech, project managers who, like me, were on staff one day when there was an incident and did a decent job, right? There have been cybersecurity folks, but there hasn't been a formal education path. That's one of the reasons that certifications are so important in information security, is because there isn't an accredited put in the long haul study path until recently, but there is do you have a specific or specified set of skills that can be used or demonstrated as, hey, a good starting point. You might be something of what we're looking for. The future of cybersecurity is as a business partner. Anybody who comes in as a traditional, I am security kind of guy or gal is going to fail. They're destined to fail. If you come into information security as a security guy and not as a business partner, you will fail. And regardless of what the future of the technology and the future of the threat or the future of any of that, the rest of the landscape is, if the security professionals don't take the time to learn the business they support, they are destined to fail in the future.